And we have some more inputs coming in. United World Wrestling President met with Wrestling Federation of India President Sanjay Singh and Indian Olympic Association President PT Usha in the wake of Vinesh Phogat's disqualification. Now, during the meeting, the UWW president said that there are strict rules for all the games and the decision to disqualify was within rules. In fact, IOA has also asked that Vinesh must be given her silver medal. CNN News 18's Shivani Gupta is joining us with more details about this meeting. Shivani, over to you.
So the suggestion that has come forward, not just from the IOA or the WFI, but also from many other people connected to wrestling and otherwise, is that because her weight on the first day was fine, the results of the first day should not be disqualified, even if she is disqualified from playing in the final on the second day. So the IA also made a suggestion that the wrestlers' results from day one, when they met the requirements, should not be disqualified. And on this point, the World Wrestling Federation's president was sympathetic. The point that the World Wrestling Federation president made to the IOA though was that even if a rule change was to be made, it cannot be now made retrospectively for Vinesh Phogat. In fact, Vinesh's appeal at the CAS level also raises the same question, which is that what has happened to her is by rules or not. Now, if it is by rules, even the CAS might find it difficult to overturn it because retrospectively you cannot change the rule for an athlete. You can only recommend a rule change from the future. So I think the IOA and the WFI tried their best. They obviously made their appeal to the UWW, but whether that can, the president of the world body has made it very clear that his hands are tied and there's not much he can do, at least at this stage.
Right. Also, Shivani, has anything of this sort ever happened in the past?
Well, there have been disqualifications over weight. Our former wrestler Sushil Kumar has faced this at a big championship. So these things do happen. They're part of the game and they're part of the rules. Of course, at the Olympic stage, India has not faced any such setback in the past, and it's pretty rare to have somebody face this before their final. I don't really remember it even for other countries. A lot of disqualifications, etc., can happen post your bout or post your match or during your bout or match for things that transpire either during the bout or match or after it. And obviously there have been many, many disqualifications that happen because of doping. But weight is, first of all, a criteria which is so sensitive in limited number of sports, which is like wrestling, boxing, weightlifting. And then it's very rare that you face this kind of a disqualification on the day of your big final, which is why Vinesh's case is creating a stir, not just in India, but across the world.
Right. Shivani, please stay with us. We're also being joined by Payal Mehta and Pallavi Ghosh on this story. Payal, coming to you. Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia has also dispelled doubts over this disqualification, and in fact, the IOA has lodged a strong protest against this. Give us more details on that.
Well, immediately after this matter came to the fore, an appeal was filed by the IOA as per the procedure. But that will probably have little impact, like Shivani was really saying. But Vinesh, in an in an email last night, in fact, has written to the arbitration court, essentially putting forth the argument that Shivani was just talking to you about, saying that if my weight was okay on the first day, why couldn't it be considered for my second day? It's okay if you don't give me that medal, but at least give me that assured silver medal. That is something which her appeal really is. 11:30 a.m. in the morning is when we'll know what is really transpired. But obviously, that has created a huge stir, not just in India, not just among sportspersons, but among politicians as well. Although the nation strongly backs, Vinesh Phogat. You heard the Prime Minister within minutes of this news coming forth, speaking to the IOA President PT Usha, asking her to extend all support. There are senior officials of the IOA, including Senior Vice President Mr. Ajay Patel, is also there in Paris, along, following the Olympic Games as well. So all steps will be taken, but we'll have to just wait and watch. But for everybody who's trying to create a controversy out of this, they probably will have to rest their case right now because it's an issue which has been taken up on technical grounds. Also, on part of the sports ministry, they very clearly said that anybody that Vinesh really wanted, whether it was a coach of her choice, which was of course support staff of her choice. Everything was given to her. There was nothing which was held back. They gave her whatever support she really wanted. So for people who actually come out and really criticize the government for actually trying to victimize us just because they raised the issue of wrestling. Wrestlers, controversial issues in the past. That's got nothing to do with what she really has been given, as to wear that Indian tricolor on her sleeve.
Right, Payal, please stay with us. Pallavi, so as Payal was mentioning that some leaders, majority of them are opposition leaders, are, alleging that there's a conspiracy behind this disqualification of Vinesh Phogat.
See, Vinesh Phogat has always been, in a sense, for want of better word to use, a kind of a political symbol of sorts for the opposition parties. I mean, we've all seen pictures of, say, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, opposition leaders taking potshots straight at the Prime Minister for protecting Brij Bhushan, according to them. And also how Vinesh Phogat became the poster girl of everything the opposition wanted to attack the government for its double speak. So her win, her disqualification and now her retirement, of course, is going to be mired in a political narrative. I think the parliament, of course, is going to reconvene at around 11 a.m. and you can expect some more voices coming in from the opposition where they are pretty much blaming the government and the Prime Minister for letting down our prestige at a world level, but also that as far as Vinesh Phogat, that you have humiliated her, you publicly there are shots of her being manhandled by the Delhi police, according to opposition parties. So today the situation is such where, there's much this government should be ashamed of. Very quickly, interestingly, many of the voices in favor of Vinesh Phogat from the Congress actually coming in from Haryana. Randeep Surjewala, Kumari Shelja, and of course, Dipendra Hooda. There's a reason behind it. She herself comes in from Haryana. The Jat vote bank is what the Congress party is targeting because there are those important big elections coming up in this state, which the Congress is quite confident of winning and hopes that this kind of polarization, this kind of imaging will at least win both the Jat as well as the Mahila votes for the Congress.
Right. Pallavi, please stay with us. Shivani continues to stay with us. Shivani, why was Vinesh Phogat taking part in the 50 kg category this time instead of the 53 kg category?
Well, it's not unusual for weightlifters or even boxers and others to bring their weight category down because you would like to compete just at the cusp of a weight category and compete with the wrestlers, let's say, who are a little bit less stronger than you, instead of being somewhere in the middle of a weight category and take on people who could be a little bit stronger than you. Now, that is one reason. Vinesh Phogat has competed in the 48 kilograms before, in the 53 kilograms, even though her own weight hovers around 56, 57. What has also added to the pressure on Vinesh is that in the 53 kilograms category, Antim Bhangal had already won the Olympic quota. Now, there are only 16 wrestlers who qualify for any particular wrestling category. And the limit is one wrestler from one country. Only one wrestler from one country can win a quota in a particular category. So, because Vinesh has suffered injuries and she had layoffs, Antim Bhangal had already won the quota from the 53 kilograms category, and that put pressure on Vinesh to figure out how to get to the Olympics in a different category. Like I said, one of her Olympics was actually in the 48 kilograms category, and she can bring her weight down to 50 kilograms, which is why then she targeted the 50 kilograms category this time around. And to be honest, it's not unheard of, it's not unusual. Many wrestlers do it, many boxers do it. It's just a freak case, really, where somebody who was in the final and somebody who played so well, had the world's eyes on her, couldn't quite maintain her weight by 150 grams, as the chief medical officer said yesterday. What they've also revealed is that they were prepared for an increase of weight of about 1.5 kg during the day of the previous bouts. But when they figured it out by the end of her semi-finals, she had gained about 2.7 kilograms, which is not what they were prepared for. And they obviously don't have enough time to lose that kind of weight in about 10, 12, 14 hours.